when you go live. We're going to be
Hey, I know, right? Hey, True Believers England team here. Alrighty, so we're doing our first appearance Friday, or during Halloween, I like to call it Beautiful Comics for Ugly Children. Let's talk about all these horror comics and everything. And this time around, we're going to be doing a bad high school style reading of the Tomb of Dracula, of which, by the way, you are invited if ever you want to join one of our little reindeer games here. Yes, I'm taking Halloween and Christmas, pushing them together. However, there's a movie called Reindeer Games. It's absolutely a horror show.
They're both ugly children, though.
There you go. Yes. All righty. So tonight, as the thumbnail says, we are going to be doing the Tomb of Dracula, issue number 1. Now, this isn't the first time that Dracula appears in comics. That was an eerie comic long ago, and there's a video on it somewhere on this channel. Just look up Comic Book Origins horror comics. But we are going to be doing Marvel's first Dracula appearance, and I do believe this is in comic books. I believe this is the most famous version. What would you say about that, Eric?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know there was like a Dell something like that, or Charlton Dracula.
Dell did a thing in the 60s where they did a Frankenstein, a Wolfman, or a werewolf in Dracula, but they reimagined him as mortal superheroes. The werewolf and Dracula were more like mortal. Because Frankenstein monster, but he put on a mask and passed for just a big guy.
Right, and this is basically that was a comedy. This is not. So I don't think I have ever read this comic. I think we are going to be checking out a book that I have not yet read. To help read this book, of course, and to take certain characters, we're going to have, of course, Eric as the narrator. Kids. All right. Maranya is going to be taking the female voices.
Good evening, everyone.
VENKMAN and I and myself are going to be taking side characters and best friends. Abbott and Costello roles. But in order to do Dracula, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Vlad.
Good evening.
This is what I do in my life. Okay, so anyway, gang.
Yes.
All righty, let's get this thing on before we do though.
Show on the road, as they would say.
And Zach, why are you not here enjoying this as well? Hello to Graphic Man and Omar. What's going on? Rhaegar, how you doing? Was Black?
What? I have to
yes,
breathe.
It was. I don't think it was designed to be that. Zach's in the house, and dang, I was hoping the man with the deepest voice would read the chicks. Well, that would be Eric, but there you go. All right, let's. Vlad is improving the look of the cast.
Oh, Dracula! Don't bite my neck.
I cannot help it.
Before we get started, though, I do have a question.
All right.
Vampires technically don't have to breathe, right?
Assuming, yeah.
So why does Vlad need an inhaler?
Old habits die hard.
Because it's blood oxidized, so we can.
I think they're saying impaler, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. All right.
Well, that's cousin.
Okay, so now here's something. We always talk about the covers before we go through, before we continue into the story. And I would like to talk about this because I don't know about you, VENKMAN, but I think this is an iconic cover, yet it seems like nobody really has embraced it. You're of a newer generation, more new than I am anyway.
It's my first time reading this, first time seeing it at all.
You've never seen this. So am I wrong about this, Maranya? Or
no, you're not wrong, but I'm amazed that they even got away with doing Dracula, considering the comics code was like no vampires, no whatever.
That's right.
It had just been relaxed. That's why there was an.
Oh, it's just been relaxed.
What year did this come out?
72.
So that's been more popular in the 80s with the kids. We watched stuff like The Lost Boys, all the monster stuff.
Yeah.
More hits.
Well, the monsters were huge in the 60s. They just weren't allowed to be in the comics.
The magazines.
When they relaxed the code, that's when we got the werewolf and Frankenstein and Dracula and Ghost Rider, and everything like that.
Now, Graphic Man is pointing out that it's Dracula Lives, and that helps it not to be the undead, which would skirt comic code issues and such. So
yeah, and also the cover reminds me a lot of the DC horrors.
Now, is that
even some of the Batmans of that era?
I gotta ask though, is he standing in water or is that fog?
That's mist.
That Barry mist, because running water, he's toast.
Those old, very expensive Victorian shoes.
Yeah, you know he's got a smell though. Nobody ever mentions like how superheroes smell, but have you ever been near one like a cosplayer at a convention? It's like, wow, you smell like old shoes. All right, let's.
You think it's hard for you? Imagine being the guy with super sensitive smell.
And, ladies and gentlemen, that's why he's banned from all the Comic Cons.
I know, right? Okay, yeah, oh, you're bad. You get a pass. All right, so let's move this forward. There you go.
Give me a second.
All righty. Okay. We'll have to fill it out because it's now just silent. Almighty. Okay, there we go.
No, that's okay. Hours have passed since the storm began. Long hours since the light of day cast webbings of shadow over the craggy hillside. Everywhere there is rain, an oppressive rain that seems to swallow all sound and replace those normal sounds of twilight with a kind of hollow echo. An echo? Yea, an echo of many things, of other times in this same place, of other men and other eves, of one man, a man become legend, a man whose name is whispered by these wary hill people, a man whose name is Dracula.
Or Alucard backwards.
In this night there is a stench of death, of things long past living, but 'tis a stench quickly lost, consumed as all things are consumed by the seemingly endless, seemingly eternal rain. Now listen, strain to hear beneath that ageless torrent, strain to hear a less regular sound than the repetitious roar of rain, the sound of a faltering engine, the sound of a nightmare's birth.
And I don't think that we should move forward without saying that R.I.P. Stan Lee. I know, right?
Gene Colan's gone too, right?
Yeah. Is Gene Colan?
Yeah, he died about 3 years ago.
So,
Jerry's the only one alive.
Of the three of them, two of the ones that we want back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dead, career dead.
There you go. Continuing.
Time has departed this scene, washed from tired minds by the endless pattering upon the Jeep's canvas roof. For there are the three of them. There's only gray, formless, moving gray.
I guess I'm me on the left.
Yeah, you're Clifton, so that's you.
Please, Frank, we better stop somewhere. Ask directions. It's been hours since we left the airport. I don't.
But I do, Clifton. You'll just have to trust me. Somehow I know this road. No, I can't get lost. The castle's up ahead a mile. It can't be more.
Ours is a privilege, the privilege of watching fate's machinations.
Frankie, the car.
Some sort of ditch ahead. I can't avoid it. Look out!
Crunch.
No.
Fine. Just fine. So much for rented Jeeps. We'll have to walk back a ways to the village we passed. Think you can make it, Jeannie?
Yes, Frankie.
Frank Drake grows silent, considering the twists and turns of destiny that have brought him to this mountain road, to this tiny country. Finally, he sighs and begins to move.
You think?
Okay. While you're planning mood, Frank, there are any other detours the rest of us should know about? You've been so familiar with the road and all.
Cut it, Clifton. This may be your idea, but it's not your show. I make the comments and the criticisms, understand?
Sure, Frank. Sure. you're the brain boy in this team up, right? Yeah, you're the one who wanted to sell the blasted castle, remember? Yeah, real bright, Philip Ranky boy. Don't let me slow you down there, lover boy. Or lover
I'm
man.
sorry, Jeannie. Ever since we left London, Clifton's been acting strange.
And we both know why, don't we, Frankie? It's all my fault for coming along. I used to be his girl, and he can't take my being with you,
bastard.
Drake doesn't answer. Painfully, he knows that what she says is true. While in the village mentioned before,
Don't like it as family should never have kept that hellish castle. Only sorrow can come out of it, I'm sure.
Only sorrow can come of you, Fritz. You never smile. You never laugh. Always you think of gloom.
That's you, Mara.
I like the sound of this Frank Drake's name. Perhaps he will bring life to our little town, as well as life to that barren castle. His letter spoke of tourists, and if it means what I think, we're all to be rich.
outside, the wind moans through the empty streets, following the path over cobbled lanes that Drake and his companions have taken from their abandoned arrow, blocking them. The wind is a wet one, and even as it speaks, it's soaking cold. It seems to speak to Drake's ready ear, and if speak it does, it says, "Go back, Frank Drake. Leave your ambitions of new fortune. Go back." And if speak it does, Frank Drake does not hear.
The Baron's Inn. Is there a man here named Burgester?
My name. Oh, I think you're right.
We got that backwards. Okay, my name is Drake.
Tim Drake.
And the tavern goes quiet. Faces turn toward the three newcomers. Faces filled with sudden suspicion and, yes, fear.
Yep, I'm going to be into this chick for about 30 years, then turn gay.
As long as I don't see.
I am Burgester Drake. Let me welcome you to Transylvania. You have a car with you, no? Then I suppose you wish transportation to the castle? That would be convenient, yes. Is there anyone here with a carriage? There are several here who own carriages, Drake. There is none who will take you.
Don't tell me you're afraid. Didn't that go out with Bram Stoker?
Stoker told the truth in part. We wish you no harm, but we will not aid you. Anybody? Yeah, Vank, you want to take this guy?
I'm waiting for the screen to load. Or I guess it already did. It's okay. There you go. Speak for yourself, Burgeister. He's a fair, good hair, Drake.
I'll make it worth your while, friend.
Then come before I change my mind. Loading.
Watch out for Otto here, Drake. His mind fills only with figures. A worthy enough occupation, I'm sure, but one that cannot bring you to any good. And Fritz, isn't it amusing how I've taken your side? Next, I'll be going to church.
And Drake leaves silently, leading his fellows to the carriage, his mind working over the barmaid's words.
Vank.
A silly fool, that girl here, Drake. Her mouth runs full of lies.
That ain't all.
Do you people really believe in the legend of Dracula? That's still you, Vank.
I'm waiting for it to load.
Really? On
It
StreamYard
is
it goes that
a
slow?
little slow. It happens with age.
Believe, that is hard to say here, Drake. It is, in fact, the Count existed, but that he was a vampire? I hardly give credence. Myself, though, there are many that do. For there are many who bar their windows at night and set a wreath of wolfsbane at the door. and many more who wear a blessed crucifix about their necks. Religion, perhaps. Some would call it fear.
Still you?
Am I reading the wrong accent for the rock? I thought it was the other guy. I thought it was Cliff. It's supposed to be the other guy the whole time.
Yeah.
But sir, I don't believe that since I'm superstition.
Everybody in Europe is Arnold Schwarzenegger to you.
Get to the carriage.
Stop
Get
praying,
to
man.
the
No,
castle.
no, sir, it's like the candle is yonder, but the short walk as I can see.
Oh, no fear, Otto. Tell me more about your bravery.
Please, Frank, let's not argue with him.
The girl is right. The devil will do you no good. Even a brave man knows not to be a fool.
You went from Austrian to Spanish.
You didn't like this guy. You don't like the
It's
Austrian.
yours. It's yours now. This is Clifton here.
Sure, pal. Don't do us any favors, okay, handsome? This is
Pay him,
like-
Clifton. He's taken us this far, at least. I suppose we should be grateful.
Mud sloshes above the heel of his boot, cold against his leg. Drake becomes slowly aware of the discomfort he's put Jean through. He wants to speak to her and can't.
That's Clifton.
All right. There goes $10, American. That just cleans out my bankroll, Frankie. This castle better be as much as a tourist attraction as that old pants.
Paints.
Book paints is to be.
Is that old book pants?
Otherwise, we're broke.
You had pants.
Drake barely hears him. His mind is elsewhere. Lost in memory. Even the pealing thunder doesn't reach him.
Oh,
Or the rain.
Nothing reaches him, even the most obvious of sudden betrayals.
Jeannie, Frank's in another world. Now's the time for you and me to make up. You know what I mean?
Please, Clifton, it's over between us. It's been over for months. I don't love you anymore. I can't. Why can't you see that? Accept it. Why?
Dracula. Castle Dracula.
As Frank inexplicably begins to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, his mind floods with images, golden images emblazoned on a night black background.
welcome to my home.
And suddenly a flare of lightning illumes the graveyard, framing the tombstones in stark silhouettes. And Drake recalls how it all began for him.
So much money. All the money I'd ever needed. Funny how quickly you can blow $1 million. Took my father a lifetime to make it. Took me 3 years to lose it. Must be a record in there somewhere.
He recalls it all, how he met Clifton and Jean, how he and Jeannie fell in love, and how Clifton took it so well, or how he seemed to have taken it well. Drake knew he could never really trust Clifton Graves, knew he'd always have to watch that man most carefully. But still, Clifton was his friend, had proven that friendship by staying beside Drake when things had gone wrong. Drake remembered it all clearly, remembered the entire terrible summer.
Jeannie?
Stay with you? Of course I will, Frankie. I love you, not the money you had. Now that's what I mean.
Thank you, honey. Maybe this way I'll swim topside somehow.
And maybe he would have if he had a little help from his friends.
Alone? Sorry, Frank, but you'll have to face it. You're just a bad credit risk. Friendship doesn't... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Even between friends, Danny? Even after all I did for you?
Friendship doesn't pay back interest, Frankie. I'm sorry.
Paul?
No time to talk, old pal. See you at the club Friday, maybe.
Sure, Paul. What are friends for? What are friends for?
Leader, loser, beep, beep. Real tough, Frank, but I told you it'd happen. Some people just don't hack it when they're down and out. But you kind of know that, don't you?
Know it, Clifton? I've lived it. It's really sort of funny in a way. A month ago, those clods clustered around me like pigeons around a handful of breadcrumbs. Now I can't even get a loan because all I've got for collateral is an old castle. Funny, you know, real funny.
Well, look, I gotta be castle.
Sure, it's been passed down through generations since we changed our name to Drake and left the old country. Dad tried to sell the blasted thing somehow, couldn't find a buyer. Maybe he didn't try as hard as I'm going to.
Frank? Castle? Frank?
Frank's castle.
I see what you did there. He's about to be punished.
Yeah.
Oh, hold it,
I
Frank.
see what you did there.
Hold it, Frank. Tell me more about this babe.
Got a book on it here, a diary of sorts. Hey, you never knew. I never told you. Well, ready yourself, Clifton. The family name used to be Dracula.
Like in the movies? Are you for real?
Like it or not, yes.
Fantastic. According to this, that dude Dracula really did exist. And you, friend, are a direct descendant? You know what that means.
It means I've got a castle in Transylvania I don't know what to do with. Big deal. It's loading slow on StreamYard?
For me, it is. I don't know about else.
It was for me too.
Same here.
Wow, that's weird.
Little bit.
Marani has her own copy, so she reads ahead before the screen goes.
Okay.
Wrong, friend. It means you've got a gold mine. Dig it. A direct link with original Count Dracula and the castle built by the Count himself. Ready-made tourist industry. Drake or Dracula, you're on your way back in.
What?
Don't want me. Study this blasted book, Frank. This is a passport, babe. Back to that good life for the both of us. Read it. Read it.
Damn.
China is attacking StreamYard.
And he did.
It's the old man. He's slowing us down.
And as he pored over those time-yellowed pages, Drake found a strange stirring in his breast, the stirring of some ancestral memory.
It's odd. I can almost see him. Tall, gaunt man, his eyes like obsidian stones. Dracula. Count Dracula.
Do you want to do that? Or you want me to do that?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Bitten by a vampire before his 30th year, my father went mad. I guess it is mine. Driven insane by the fierce broth that now ran in his veins. He took stalking the countryside, terrorizing the helpless peasant girls, finding some depraved joy in taking of their young lives, and making them one with his terrible curse.
After 36 pages, the entries changed, written now in the script of a younger man, Dracula's grandson.
Always we would see him standing at the window of his hell-damned castle, a night-cloaked nightmare of a man looming, brooding over our village, a man I was ashamed to call my grandfather.
So rude, they're ungrateful.
And still another hand, that of a man named Van Helsing.
Elfing.
Hellfing,
Yeah,
apparently.
we'll just...
We'll agree to disagree.
Van Helping.
Traced him to his castle, to his tomb, and there in the moist darkness of his dungeon as he lay in his coffin, I drove the stake home. And we see him put a stake into Dracula's heart.
Time
Porterhouse?
passed for Frank Drake. Time passed slowly until...
Can't get it out of my mind. I keep seeing him lying there in that stake.
Yeah, I noticed you were somewhat shook up. Have you thought about that idea? About turning the castle into a museum and making yourself its proprietor?
Nothing but. All right, Clifton, we'll do it.
And don't say no again. If you must go on this crazy journey, then I'm coming with you. Period.
Please don't be on the period. Sure, darling, sure.
And
Dame's
not
always
once
butting in.
did Drake wonder, why was Clifton so helpful after all Drake had done to him? Now it's too late to wonder. The sky peels open midst a golden glare of lightning, and in the sudden brilliance they see
The castle. This is it, Frankie boy. Homecoming. Doesn't it sort of choke you up?
Shut up, Clifton. I'm getting to the point where I can't stand the sound of your weaseling voice. I'm sorry, Clifton. Please just let me think. Let me get used to it. Homecoming in a strange way. That's true. It's very true.
That's damn true. Sorry.
that's you, Clifton.
That's
Sure, Frank. Sure. No harm meant, and none taken.
But Frank Drake doesn't answer. Once more, his thoughts are lost as he searches the depths of his now troubled soul, wondering if perhaps there's more to the Dracula legend than mere fantasy, wondering, in fact, if there's not something personal in that castle for Frank Drake to fear. Very quietly,
sorry.
he leads them through the forest of wind-beaten stones, his feet clacking softly on the rain-washed flag-stoned path.
Why do I feel this way? As though every pillar, every wall were familiar, something I'd seen before. Even the sounds, even the distant fading echoes are right. I know those sounds. I know those walls. This castle. I know this castle.
Frankie, are you all right? He seems so far from me. I need his arms around me, need him to hold me, and yet he doesn't seem to know I'm here. Frankie, I love you. Don't shut me out. I need you.
So needy.
Both minds are closed to each other. The thoughts of both are hidden, and so neither knows the desperate wanting of the other, and the two who should be one are alone. Alone, save for the barely audible drip of water in the distance and a sudden gentle rustling. Softly at first, then with increasing loudness, the rustling builds, sounding like the crinkling of autumn leaves, then like something more, something leathery, something quite powerful, something deadly.
Frankie, do you hear anything? Frankie, that sound. It sounds like bats.
That was good.
I guess, yeah. Well, that's
Someday this will load and I can read the next line.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe, like, on for me on StreamYard, it's literally going.
I
like
see
that.
it.
Well, you lag anyway a little bit.
Maybe that's his seeming trance broken. Drake moves.
Get down, Genie. Get down. Cover your eyes. Keep them away from your eyes.
Frankie, oh, please don't let them.
That's you, Vank.
I'm waiting.
Oh my goodness.
Gone. Lord. Bats. I can't stand them, filthy.
Shut up, Clifton. Shut up, Meg. Honey, are you okay? They didn't
Hurt me? No, I'm all right. I just want to get out of here, out of this entire country.
Oh, that's rude.
Did leave.
Yeah, the tourist industry isn't great in Transylvania this time around, I guess.
It really bites.
Okay, Eric.
She steps away from him, moving into a pool of soft yellow light, her thoughts racing.
I wish I'd never heard of Castle Dracula or of this mad country. Everything seems stranger here, even the things I thought I used to know, even Frankie. When he gave me the silver compact, it was as though he'd given me all he owned. Now, he's changed in a way. I don't know him anymore.
And even as the trio separates, one of them makes a move on his own.
I guess it's me. It's blonde. That's why I wasn't sure. Lord, what a pair. How could I even fall for that dumb broad? She thinks she can pull things off just like that? Huh. Well, she's got another guess coming.
Alrighty.
As it loads. That's
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I've been planning this whole deal ever since I first saw that book, and I'm not.
Run.
And he falls.
And we see him falling.
Holy crud! The floor is giving away. I'm falling.
And I can't get up.
Free fall.
I got the life alert. It's not working.
Over. As quickly as it began, the fall ends short feet below in a well of fetid darkness.
Cripes, lucky I didn't stab my leg. Where the heck am I? Anyway, Jesus didn't say anything about a dungeon. Whoa, Cliff, oh boy, hang in there a second. Looks like you found a proverbial pot at the end of the rainbow.
Don't touch my pot.
It's my secret stash.
I always knew he liked rainbows.
It is mine.
Unless I miss my guess, here's the tomb. In which case, Mr. Graves, you're gonna eat your cash even better than you expected. That fool, Frankie. Count Dracula. It'll serve him right when I take the girl, the castle, and its crummy life. What was that? Fantastic! It is the old boy script.
Are you French?
And then, suddenly, the dreams begin to crumble as Clifton affects yet another accent. His hand brushes the bronze bat emblem, and the stone wall moves.
Some sort of just move this thing. It's not the bargain basement.
He's right. You haven't stuck to one accent.
I don't want to. It's more fun this way. It's like the bargain basement whorehouse.
You know, I'm personally offended by your country accent. I want you to know.
It's more Texan.
That's why he's offended.
I forgot about that. Now let's just see what old Clifton can find inside.
It's no accent I've ever heard down here. So.
His footsteps are soft and hesitant as he gropes before himself in the pitch blackness. Then he gropes some more. Then his outstretched hand touches a cob. He's a groping machine. His outstretched hand touches a cobweb candelabrum. He strikes another match, and the room is lit.
Careful, Cliffy. This babe looks like the real McCoy. Gotta go. Oh, can't do it. Done. Cancelled.
Right.
Bones.
It's still you, Vank.
I know. I was waiting for the load. And as if it is truly is, then your days of social bumming are over. Because the only one cat who can be inside, Dracula. That seals it. Mr. Graves got the legendary stink, but the whole bit, that poor mad fool must have really been really wacko to convince all these clowns he was a vampire. A real megalomaniac. Well, Cliff, it's not for you to judge a loony bird. Hope you got other things to do.
Oh my gosh, the loading page again.
Like arranging a slight accident, one that'll set you up as the sole proprietor of this mansion and remove a certain obstacle to a young lady's affections. She's rich too, you know.
But choosy.
He leaves quickly, and so he doesn't see something unbelievable occur behind him. As a strange coalescing begins in the dusty coffin, a coming together of ancient mists of long disparate ash.
On comics?
That's desperate. We're talking desperate here. That's the desperate kind.
He doesn't see the returning features released from the limbo to which the ceiling's stake had condemned them. He doesn't see that Dracula lives again. Dun, dun,
It's
dun.
Leslie Nielsen.
And don't call me Shirley.
Dracula doesn't live again. He's dead and loving it.
Huh? That rustling sound.
Give it your best Darth Vader no.
No!
There you go.
The years have been long, and I am weary of them. I yearn for those things which once I lived, The clouds across the glowing moon. The bane of night's children. And most of all, I yearn for the most pleasing taste. The sweet nectar of life itself.
You want Drake? He's over there.
His mind shattered with blistering fear, Clifton strikes out blindly. The gun he smuggled through customs barking out wildly like chain lightning, but to no effect. Clifton's words are lost in frustrated sobbing, and then the sleek, black-haired man steps forward and strikes.
I've no time for struggling.
Buy me dinner first.
And so you will join the others far below, where you will wait with them for that moment. When I summon you, it appears my castle is no longer deserted. I hear voices from the floors above. And one of those voices, it is a woman's.
Palpatine's here?
Wahoo! Are you sure, Jeannie?
Don't be silly, Frankie. Of course I am. Clifton came down this way. I saw him running. Wait.
What is it, honey?
There's a hole in the flooring, and it's fresh. Cliff must have fallen through.
Now, Jeannie, we can't be certain of that yet. You'd better come away from... No!
Frankie, it's a bat. Keep it away, Frankie. Keep it away.
You can't go back to your ex. Stay with me.
He may find that difficult, my dear woman. For this is not just any bat.
It's Batman.
No, not an ordinary night-flying demon. Something very special. Something that is someone.
Frankie?
Someone who is Dracula.
The moonlight seems to catch in the pools of his eyes and to flicker and dance, twisting in the ancient shadows as...
Come, my dear. Come to me.
Don't listen to him, Jeannie. I can't believe it, but it's true. That's Count Dracula. And there's something about his eyes. Jeannie?
Don't try to stop me, Frank. I must go to him.
No! I will Sean Connery you.
Wow.
He's managed to hypnotize you in some way with those damnable eyes of his. It's just like they claimed in the legends, all those insane stories, they weren't lies.
Damn,
there are vampires. And Lord help us, one of them's alive, but maybe we got a chance. Those tales about Silver.
You are a clever man, intruder. That Silver compact betrays me. I cannot remain. But this I promise you, foul daylighter. Dracula is not so easily dispatched. For long.
Come on. The silver and the compact must. Nah, there's no time to think about that. Clifton must be dead.
I'm still alive.
And Jeannie's close to dying.
Even as Drake carries his fiance's limp form up ill-lit stairs, his thoughts go outward to a dark, fluttering figure that even now must search for sustenance. And searching finds the village. Things have changed in the 100 years he's slept. Pages used to load faster. There are new townsfolk, new women, and yet
Dun, dun, dun.
all is somehow the same.
Who? Oh, that hurts.
There's my ear too.
Somehow terribly the same. The barmaid falls quickly, her knees giving way as she faints, her last conscious sight. The form of a creature called Dracula. Soon, torchlight fills the town square, and a harsh voice bellows angrily.
Dead. It begins again. Look. Need you all look. Can't you see the wounds? It's the mark of the vampire.
It looks like Ingleton. Look at that.
It does.
Go yourself.
There it goes. That's Eric. Oh my gosh.
It is.
Them. It must have been the three, I think. They went to the castle, and now the girl is dead.
You mean Drake?
Of course. They must have woken Dracula.
I thought you guys had cameos in here.
With
Oh, goodness.
the people gather, primal fears driving them to clot together. And apparently not want me to finish that line.
Sorry.
Dim hatreds giving rise to their cry.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry.
To the castle, we must go to the castle. Think about the children.
Unaware of the seething cauldron the town has become, Dracula returns to his crag-top eyrie, his bat shape melting, a new appetite returning to his breast.
You know, Stan Lee, Gene, they really do care about what's in people's breastises.
Two guys have breasts.
No.
The girl, the one from the town, seemed corrupt. She was so bitter to the taste with petty evil. But this one, her skin is fresh. Her soul is untouched by hatred's claws. Her taste will be warm, a fitting respite for he who shall be her king.
Stepping into the room, he fails to notice the faint glimmer of gold about her neck. Now, a tingling grows within his veins,
Or at least one.
and I knew that this would not pass without someone making a childish joke. And his eyes, like twin sores, begin to burn. Hey, whoever said he was going to get an STD was right.
I hope he's using
Fingers
Viagra.
twitching, he moves forward and stops, his body wrenched by the sight which greets him.
No! A crucifix. Hades takes them. Who dared?
I dared, Count.
Point of order. That's actually a cross, not a crucifix.
Oh yeah,
I've been dead a while. Cut me some slack.
They didn't know better.
You, who are you, mortal, that you think yourself fit to fight me here in my home?
My name's Frank Drake, Count. It used to be Dracula.
Oh, so.
That's right. So I inherited this castle from my father, but I never really believed. Thank you, Editor Stanley. I never really believed the legend of my family until now. Don't try to touch her, Dracula. I'd have to kill you.
Ah, and how would you propose to do that, my friend? My great, more great grandson.
I'm
With
all
a
right.
wooden stake?
No, Count. With this, I know all the superstitions, how silver snaps some hidden weakness within you, and most of all, how you can't stand the sight of a mirror.
Ouch.
Lips peel back, bearing yellow-stained fangs, and
Ugh.
Dracula snarls.
Cousin, you are a fool. The blood is Dracula. The blood of Dracula's runs in your veins. Someday the curse will visit you as well. And you, Eldrake, shall live with death.
That burns it, buddy. Maybe I am a descendant of yours, but you were bitten, Count. And frankly, that's one thing I'm planning to avoid by throwing my own only weapon and only defense against you into your head.
Whack.
That is the dumbest idea anybody ever had.
At least get batteries that are silver.
Idiot! Did you really think that compact would destroy me? You've sealed your aim, my friend.
How old are compact makeup compacts? Wasn't
60s
he
probably.
in a coffin for a couple of 100 years? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know makeup.
Mirrors have been around, hand mirrors, since like the 1700s.
Yeah,
but,
but this is like
compacts, though.
compact.
Yeah, it was like the 50s or
Something
60s.
similar. Something similar.
40s, probably.
Yeah.
20s.
Nah, it might have been in the 1700s. It just Stimpy, you idiot.
For whoever strikes Dracula strikes death.
Thanos would disagree.
Her eyes open. Blank against the darkness, she shifts, aware of sounds from the room behind her, a sickening thud. And then,
At last, my dear, it seems we are alone.
Frank!
Oops.
Castle.
It's Frank's castle. Yeah, okay. Now we're going back to that. I
far
don't know,
below,
face.
capped heads look skyward, necks crane and eyes narrow.
Shit. Sorry.
Can you see that? That was the audience up there.
The screen fades off, and the men hasten their pace. To the castle! To the castle! And midst the gray shadows, a hand flicks out, fingers darting. The girl stares, and slowly her eyes go blank.
There, my darling, there. Remove that hated bubble. Remove it!
She hesitates only a moment, her arm trembling as she walks to the window. For an instant, the cross sparkles in the moonlight. Then it falls.
Was this a crucifix that fell from that window? Friends, perhaps we are too late.
We're getting there.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Booted feet pound moss-slickened stone. Shoulders slam against wooden doors. Voices raised in fury. Torches flickering and diving in the blackness. the villagers enter the night black castle. And with maddened frenzy, put it to flame.
They just burned down my house!
While in the dusty attic room above,
My head's spinning. Dracula must have thought me dead. Wait, what's he? Genie!
his body moves blindly, almost without thought, and instinctively moves well.
That blasted compact! You catch me unawares, cousin. Very well, I shall leave. Since this place is doomed to burn!
Smoke waters his eyes, stings his nostrils. Like a man in a trance, he lifts Jeannie's still body and staggers, almost falling outside.
It's over now. He's gone. Dracula's gone.
Silently they leave. They'll have nothing to do with a man who wakes demons. A man soon come to grief.
Genie. No, I come too late. She's dead. Dead!
Then at his feet something rustles, cloth against cloth. Drake looks, and a chill cuts him through to his bones.
Frankie, Frankie, don't cry. I'm not dead, you see, I'm not. When you're bitten by a vampire, you don't die. You never die. Never.
Baby, you got real ugly.
Laughing, she moves to her feet, and for the first time, Drake sees the looming bat and knows that he's lost her and perhaps forever gained a demon's curse.
Plot twist. Cliff's still alive.
I know Cliff. Cliff, we
Cliff
just don't
notes.
care what we just don't care what happened to Cliff, I guess. Right?
No, he's
in my
actually
basement.
he's in issues 2 and 3.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, good.
Then Dracula says, "I've had enough."
Yeah, alrighty.
Spoilers.
Right. Right. What if somebody wants? So, question: when are we going to light our torches, Joe?
As I said, that's the
stove
audience.
burns. My thinking is that town owes this boy a castle.
Yeah, he does. They did.
Whether or not they liked whether Dracula was living in it, they torched his house. They burned it down. There is some sort of monetary compensation coming to our boy Drake.
That's
Actually, they only
right,
burned-
I had
they
it
only-
insured.
They only burned the furnishings. The inside's stone, so the outside stone, so it should
One-
hold up.
One big plot, or I guess plot hole
Yes.
is, or I didn't like was is if Cliff had a gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you need a stake for? You could just shot him.
He tried to shoot me.
Yeah. He
No. I meant he could have killed Frankie.
Oh, I see.
He could have shot him. Pistol whip him. And say, "Oh, he fell through the
Especially
stairs."
if he's in the same burning down castle, it makes sense.
Can we talk about the lack of imagination of townspeople in these kind of stories? Frankenstein, burn the castle. Dracula, burn the castle. Yeah, your ale gets warm. Burn the tavern.
I'm just still
It seems to
flabbergasted.
me like they would just burn the castles just to be safe.
Yeah, because fire purifies.
You know, you guys gotta have those faces as your icons now. From the you got a town crier, and then you have the guy. That's your new icons. Do you see Graphic Man's comment? He said that's the most clear picture I've ever seen of Eric before.
Yep.
Oh, good Lord.
Zach saying the townspeople were happy they hadn't had a reason to riot since Dr. Frankenstein up and left for Texas. It was cheaper to do business there. Oh, and by the way, yes, I do have a bad habit. Ever since I was a kid, I thought the name was Bram Stoker. So if I don't think about it, I do call it Bram Stoker.
I think I did it as Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
But
And not Stoker. So yes, that is a bad habit of mine.
Did you know that YouTuber, Sweetcast, he legitimately is a descendant of his?
Of
Stoker.
Vlad the Impaler?
Yeah,
Stoker.
his real name's Clint Stoker.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I did not know this.
He's the great grandson.
Read your family tree, Vlad.
Read
It's
it.
been a long time.
Little did they know that Frank Drake was actually a Clinton, and Dracula is next on his body count list. There you go. Right.
There's only one descendant.
So does he hunt down is this she's forever his villain? He has to hunt down Jeannie, the series.
No, but I will say, I cannot recommend this series enough. Conway wrote the first couple issues, and Wolfman actually Gardner Fox wrote issues 3 and 4, and Marv Wolfman took over and wrote from issue 5 through 70, and it is the best continuing horror comic of all time.
Really better than Ghosts and.
Well, those are anthologies, so that's
okay.
But as far as anything you want to put up against it, Tomb of Dracula wins.
Okay, all right, that's strong praise. Twitless is saying the grandnephew of Stoker wrote a sequel to Dracula. It was called. I was about to say Dracula Gable, but that was Zorro, wasn't it? I was about to say that. Yep. No. All righty, so there you go, gang. I got to tell you, first time I've ever read through it. It is filled with that Stan Lee over-the-top kind of stuff from the 1970s and 1960s. Not as bad as it sometimes is.
I barely believe it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
I think he was writing his novel here.
See,
Now I want
to read Blade versus Dracula now.
Well, Blade's first appearance is in issue 10.
Yep.
He is a regular for the rest of the series. He's in more issues
British,
than he's not.
Right?
Well, they all are.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you, England team, for letting me on here. When the puppet told me about this channel, I was skeptical, but I have enjoyed myself.
Is anybody else getting flashbacks to Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
I'm getting Sybil vibes.
So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you do have a working mic and you would like to join us, obviously, as you can tell, sometimes we have to double up while we're reading. This is all for fun, all for the entertainment, all for actually also looking at these books that a lot of people know the reputation of, but maybe have not yet read. I mean, this is a book that I've been collecting for 40-something years. I've never read this book, so I certainly appreciate checking it out. If you want to join the cast here, just say the word. We'll get you on. Make sure that you have a decent microphone. That's all we ask. That way you can be heard easily. And just leave a message in the comment section. We'll get you on.
And Vlad, I'll say real quickly, if you want to join Graphic Man's channel with all the old guys, you're welcome. You're the right age.
Yeah.
You're
a little younger. You're a little younger than the usual person on Four Colored Fossils. But yeah.
I was gonna say if all the roles are filled up, with the exception of the bottom row, the top row is eminently replaceable.
Absolutely. All I need to do is click that button.
Well, according to this guy, I have a Weasley sounding voice.
All right, well, there you go. This one.
There you go.
Yeah. All righty. Also, let's see. Tomorrow night we have our auction. I did not go out and buy a big dog, unfortunately, and so I've figured I'm going to take something from my own personal collection and put it up. So we'll see. No, actually, I'm thinking we did the comic book reviews. Maybe it's time they go up for sale, and that's the Superman, Spider-Man's. So maybe that. So we'll see.
Don't do it.
Something. Dude, I sell comics for a living. I have to. I need the money. We have expenses here, man.
But I would love to have more people on here so we can actually read like Justice League International. where there's more characters.
Right, yeah. Take on those. And
I
our
wanna
Dracula
do
has an inhaler. Dracula the
Or
Vlad
first-
the inhaler.
Because I also want to
Vlad the Inhaler. It's in the name.
next month. After we're done with all the horror stuff, I want to do like the first Justice League appearance. That'd be fun.
All right.
With Starro.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. All righty, gang. Once again, thank you very much for hanging out with us. If you don't mind helping out the channel, there's a link to Ko-Fi. Just drop $1 in the tip jar. It's always appreciated. Make sure that you go on over to Geeky Puppets.
The Geeky Puppet Show.
Geeky Puppet Show, run by
Geeky
that
Puppet Show.
Puppetine. He's a
Where-
little you.
There you go. Where Puppetine and Froggy talk about all sorts of superhero stories and comic books and TV shows and so forth and so on.
No one wants to know here
guys,
about little.
When this is posted, leave your links in the comment section. I'll pin them.
Vlad,
And-
don't. I'll just say Vlad quickly. Don't ever say like Puppetine's a little Ingletine because that sounds bad.
Yeah, that really does.
This
That's
generation
way
is
too big.
filthy.
And also on Sunday, I'm going to be at a wedding, so we're going to pre-record a Jeopardy for that night. So yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday, I guess, after the.
Can I show my video real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, I did my every 8-month video.
Mm-hmm.
I shouted out Englentine, then proceeded to forget the channel, the name change. Fortunately, he doesn't watch my videos, so he didn't.
I
call
did.
me out on it. Ah.
Yeah, I did. I saw it. But
And I provided the timestamps.
the thing is, if you look up "I love comics," Englentine loves comics comes up.
I know it does.
Yeah.
If you type in the first 2 letters of diversity in comics, Richard pops up, and that was 4 years ago. So that's
Yep.
But Ingletine gets if you'll notice, Ingletine gets the last shameless plug at the end.
There
yeah.
you go.
Did you like I worked big dogs in the auction end of the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. All righty, gang. Once again, thanks for hanging out with us, and as always, thank you very, very much for watching. You kids have a great night.
Good night,
Take care, all
guys.
the
Good
children.
evening.